On today's video, we are going to compare VOO against VTI to see which is the better performer. VOO is Vanguard's S&P 500 ETF, while VTI is Vanguard's total stock market ETF. These are very comparable ETFs. They're both good for investing long term, but which is the better performer and why is that? Now you might be thinking that VOO is probably the better performer, but it has more risk because it's a little bit more concentrated, while VTI, because it's a total market ETF, is going to be more diverse. So you're going to see less volatility, less drawdowns, but you're also going to experience lower gains. Well, the results might shock you. So let's actually dive into both of these ETFs and compare them against each other. Now, both of these are Vanguard ETFs. You don't have to have an account with Vanguard to trade or invest in these ETFs. A lot of brokerage, or pretty much every single brokerage out there, will offer access to buy and hold stock in VOO and VTI. Now, VOO or VOO tracks the S&P 500, so you're investing in US large cap stocks. It has a very low expense ratio of 0.03%, which isn't surprising because Vanguard offers the lowest expense ratios out there in the investing game. The 30-day SEC yield, or the dividend yield, on VOO is 1.57% currently. And the current market price for this ETF is right now $394.96. If we look at the current performance, year-to-date returns on this ETF is 12.85%, which is quite remarkable because the stock market has rebounded really nicely since January. And if we look at prior performance for this ETF, which should be a long-term holding, it has a 3-year annual CAGR of 12.84%, a 5-year CAGR of 10.97%, a 10-year of 11.94%, and since inception, which was in 2010, it's produced average annual returns of 13.29%. And here we go, we highlight the expense ratio of 0.03% with the average at 0.78% industry-wide. When we look at the holdings, it's going to follow what is in the S&P 500. And if you don't know, the S&P 500 is an index that is based off of market cap, meaning that the stock with the highest market cap in the index is going to have the highest weight or make up the largest percent of the index. And that stock is Apple, followed by Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, Berkshire Hathaway, other Google, Meta, and ExxonMobil. Those are your top holdings right now, but there are just around 500 holdings in this ETF. And this will constantly change over time. I can almost guarantee you that in 20 years, this list will look completely different. And you'd be shocked to see which is the largest traded US large cap stock out there 20 years from now, because so much can change. Now, VTI is also a very good ETF and has a very low expense ratio because it's Vanguard at 0.03%. The 30-day SEC yield on VTI is 1.56%. And the current market price is $213.89 currently for VTI. Now, VOO tracks the S&P 500 index, while VTI tracks the performance of the CRSP US Total Market Index. The year-to-date returns is 12.29%. Now, this is going to invest not only in large caps, which is only what you're going to invest in with the S&P 500, but you're also going to be investing in mid-cap companies, small-cap companies as well, and it's going to be diversified across growth and value-oriented stocks. Now, we look at the prior performance for this stock, we can see that the 3-year annual growth rate is 12.09, 5-year 9.99, 10-year 11.4, and since inception, which was back in 2001, 7.78%. Now, with VOO, you're investing in around 500 stocks. With VTI, you're investing in 3,895 stocks instead. So you are investing in a lot more companies, and that should be given considering the name of this ETF, which is Total Stock Market ETF. Now, what's surprising is that the companies that make up the largest percentage of the ETF are the same. Now, the percentage that they make up is going to be less, but you're still heavily invested in Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, Google, Berkshire, Meta, and ExxonMobil. So let's compare these two ETFs to see which is the better performer. Let's see the drawdowns, which is less risky. And like I said, the results might surprise you. So right now we're on a website called Portfolio Visualizer, and we can compare these two ETFs against each other. We're only going to be able to go back to when VOO was created, which was back in 2010. I'm filming this video in 2023. So we have 13 years of data, which isn't a ton, but it's still a good sample size. So let's look at VOO against VTI. The first ticker that we're going to select is VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and we'll compare it against VTI. And as you can see, the fund information goes back to 2010 when VOO was created. Now here's how they stack up against each other. The price to earnings ratio is going to be very similar. Right now, the S&P 500 index has a price to earnings trailing 12 months of 21, while VTI is 20 times. The price to book is very similar. The yield is almost identical. The assets under management, VTI has more because you're investing in more companies. It's a total market index. And equity holdings, like we said, 505 stocks in the one versus 3,889 in the other. So here we go. Now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, the comparison between these two stocks. And when we look at the performance summary, and we look at what our final balance would be if we were to buy stock in 2010 when VOO was created and we were to buy $10,000 worth, you would see that VOO would have a final balance of $46,747 compared to VTI of $44,715. So VOO is the better performer, which isn't surprising because you're investing in large cap stocks and you would expect better returns because you're less diversified. But on the flip side, you would also expect that VOO would have a higher drawdown and be more volatile, which is actually quite surprising because if we look at the max drawdown, VOO actually experienced a less drawdown of negative 23.91 compared to VTI of negative 24.81. And the worst year, VOO experienced negative 18%, while VTI experienced negative 19.51%. So actually, VOO is the better performer and is less volatile. You're going to experience less drawdown and your year is going to be less worse than VTI. At least that's what's happened in the last 13 years. And that is also explained or displayed through the Sharpe ratio. The higher this number is, the less risk you're taking on with your investment. So a Sharpe ratio of 0.87 is going to experience less drawdown than a Sharpe ratio of 0.82. Now what we can also do is backtest a portfolio and see how they would stack up against each other. So let's do that real quick. We'll backtest asset allocation. We'll go back to 1993. So we'll go back 30 years. The end year will be today. We're going to include year to date. Yes. The initial amount will be $10,000. The cash flows, we are going to contribute a fixed amount. We are going to contribute, let's say we contribute $500 a month. So instead of annually, we'll change our contribution frequency to monthly. We are going to rebalance annually. And now we're going to look at our asset class. So what we're going to do is we are going to have large cap, and we're going to make that 100% for portfolio one. And then for the other asset class, we are going to go US stock market and we'll make that 100%. And then we'll also take a look at what happens if we were to go half and half, just so we can see the numbers and compare it. So now we're going to analyze the portfolios and see what comes up. We'll scroll down here. Here's going to let us know our asset class, and here is our performance summary. So portfolio one is just a large cap, which is basically VOO, and over the last 30 years, you have a CAGR of 17.55%, a max drawdown of 50.97%, and a worst year of 37%. Portfolio 2, which is the total stock market, has a final balance of $1.34 million compared to VOO, or large cap, of $1.37 million. A very similar CAGR, a very similar max drawdown, but in this scenario, going back 30 years, you actually experience less max drawdown, but it's very, very similar. We're talking about 8 bips on that. The worst year, basically the same, 2 bips different. but you're left with a final balance that is smaller than just portfolio one, which is large cap stocks. And then if we were to divide it, go 50-50, you're right in the middle. Your final balance is going to be higher than just the US stock market, but less than just investing in large caps. Your CAGR is very similar. Your max drawdown is very similar. So based off of this information, again, considering everything, just invest in US large caps, and based on history, your performance will be better than a US total market index. So let me know in the comment section down below which ETF you think is better. In addition, if you want to be part of the community, you can do so by joining the Patreon. It gives you access to this Discord server. It's on this Discord server where every day we talk about stocks, investing, and trading the stock market. We have discussions, there are news events, and we also like to trade on the side as well. So I post all of my trades here, and you can learn a lot about the market and stay in tune by joining the private Discord server. It's super cheap, it's real fun. I hope to see you there. Outside of that, I thank you so much for your time. It's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun, and this is We Are Investing. See ya.